Good evening. The family of a man killed by a drink driver are urging everyone to avoid alcohol this Christmas if they're driving. Graham Rucroft was killed by a mother twice over the drink drive limit, but it wasn't an isolated death. In Sussex last year, 6 people were killed and 65 seriously injured. In Dorset, 4 people died and 25 seriously injured. And in Hampshire, 215 people were arrested for drink driving. Mel Blore has more details.
Police officers on patrol on the front line. They know drink driving can shatter lives.
I don't think we'll ever accept the fact that he's gone. You're still hoping that the telephone's going to ring. It's all a nasty dream.
On the evening of June the 4th last year, 54-year-old Graham Rucroft was cycling home when he was hit by a car and left at the roadside to die. He was found by a member of the public.
Basically, I was tipped like a bit of debris on the road.
Right.
And then as I looked down, I saw a guy laid on the pavement with a bike.
From what you've told me, it appears if there's light debris on the road, it appears he may have been hit.
Yeah.
Is the male being treated now?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't look too good, to be honest.
Oh, gosh.
Driving the car that hit Graham Rucroft was 27-year-old Maria Sutton, who'd been drinking all afternoon with friends. After fleeing the scene, she called the police, not to report the accident, but to falsely claim her car had been stolen.
I parked my car at the pub probably about 4 or 5 hours ago. The car's been stolen, and then there was an accident because the whole of the road's closed off.
5 days after being hit by Sutton, Graham Rucroft died.
I would have hoped that a year and a half later things would have been easier, and they're not. They're not. I mean, every Christmas we used to look forward to him coming up there, and it was one of the times that Graham used to thoroughly enjoy coming and be spending time with his family. It's never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same without Graham. We'll miss him terribly, and we always will do.
As Graham's family prepare for their second Christmas without him, police are pleading with drivers to steer clear of alcohol over the holidays. During the next few weeks, officers will be stopping motorists to check if they've had a drink.
What we are doing though is breathalyzing every driver committing a motor traffic offence. Have you consumed any alcohol in the last 20 minutes?
No, I haven't drank in about a week.
Excellent. If you're going to go out, have a designated driver, don't take your keys with you. Even if you blow a pass, it still means that you could be committing an offence because you could be impaired through drink or drugs, and the message we put forward, it's not worth the risk.
Drink driving remains one of the biggest killers on our roads. 1 in 7 deaths are at the hands of someone who got behind the wheel over the limit. Even under the limit, you're at least 3 times more likely to die in a crash.
You've been to the pub tonight, have you?
Yes, I have.
And how much have you had to drink?
I had a glass of wine, a small glass of wine. I feel quite frightened now, and I'm not ever going to drink again when I get in the car.
Catching over the limit motorists is a priority for police all year round. However, in the run-up to Christmas, there are more temptations to drink and drive, but with these random checks, there's also more likelihood of being caught.
If you're going to put yourself in that position behind the wheel, you are a danger not only to yourself, but also to somebody else on the road. How would you feel, if you killed somebody else or had somebody in your family that, was killed in a road accident because they had had a drink that night?
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I have had a pint, yeah. It's followed me from the pub, so yeah, fair play. If I was over, then I'll be over, and yeah, you would have caught someone.
Mine was 0, thankfully, but I think it's a really good campaign.
And one that's also welcomed by victims' families.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Go out and enjoy yourself. Just don't drink and drive.
Take a deep breath and blow into the device until I tell you to stop.
Mel Blore, ITV News.
And there are more tragic stories on our website. Just head to itv.com/Meridian. In other news tonight, Southern rail services have been severely disrupted today because of an overtime ban by drivers. There was no Gatwick Express service from Brighton and disruption on the Brighton line to London. Members of the ASLEV union are taking industrial action in a dispute over driver-only trains. Strikes are going ahead next Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. Residents in Brighton and Hove are facing cuts to services, job losses and a rise in council tax of almost 4%. Government cuts mean the council now have to save more than £24 million over the next 2 years.
Well, considering that they've just sold one of their biggest buildings on the promenade for I don't know how many millions, where that money goes to, it doesn't seem to go to the taxpayer, to the people that pay the council tax.
I do think it's a bit of a liberty, really, isn't it? I mean, my rubbish wasn't collected yesterday from outside our house, and things like that. You know, no, it's not good.
We've been facing these cuts for a number of years. This is the biggest year of cuts, and there really aren't any other places we can go to. We don't, as a council, like any council of any political colour, we don't run services that don't have a benefit, that don't deliver a long-term saving. So yes, these cuts are going to be extremely painful.
A Dorset schoolgirl has cut off most of her hair today for charity. 9-year-old Charlotte Jackson is donating her hair to make wigs for children with cancer. Charlotte herself is in remission from leukemia and underwent more than 2 years of chemo.
Well, I felt like because I had this medicine that lost my hair, I felt like a different person to everyone because I didn't have hair.
We had a sort of talk about it, but I waited a while before we did anything about it because I thought I want to make sure she's certain that she wants to do it and she's comfortable with it.
Just amazing, well done you. And finally tonight, a young singer from Brighton is counting down the hours to a night that could change his life forever. Nathan Lewis is a member of 5 After Midnight, one of 3 acts to make it to the X Factor final. Wesley Smith reports.
Good evening, welcome to the X Factor red carpet. You can already see 5 After Midnight and Louis Walsh behind me here. We're within a stone's throw of the arena where tomorrow night the 3 finalists will surely undergo what is going to be a life-changing experience. It was a close-run thing for Matt Terry from Kent, who was in the sing-off last week, which could have brought his dreams crashing down. His mentor, Nicole Scherzinger, was never in any doubt about his talent.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have told you I foresaw this.
Yeah. You couldn't have had a better mentor, really.
I always tell her I hit the jackpot with her. And she goes, yes you did, just kidding.
Kidding, not kidding.
5 After Midnight's Nathan is hoping the people of his hometown, Brighton, will vote in their droves to sweep them to X Factor victory.
We've had a bit of support from Brighton. Like I've got obviously like so many friends and friends of friends and friends of friends of friends of friends. So yeah, we've had like loads of support from them as well. Like it's been great.
So how do you rate this guy as a mentor?
Amazing. If from 1 to 10, 10. Like,
Even if he wasn't here.
I'm honest with them because I think they're fantastic. I really do. I think the potential with these 3 guys is amazing. I want them to win.
And Sharon Osbourne's hopes rest on Sara Alto, who performed to a 10,000-strong crowd in her home country of Finland this week.
I don't want to be too stressful or nervous, so I'm just happy and excited.
That's a positive attitude.
Yes.
Just how much of a support has Sharon been to you?
Oh, Sharon is amazing, so amazing. I love the way she's so honest. She's always telling me what she thinks about my songs and everything. It's really good.
Sarah sounds quite cool, calm and collected about this. How about you? You got the butterflies?
Yeah, I do, actually, I do. You just never know. You know, it's all about that one performance. And so really your whole career is resting on that one performance now.
You can see the X Factor final tomorrow and Sunday at 8 here on ITV. Wesley Smith, ITV News, Wembley.
No pressure, it's going to be a big night. Now, what does the weather have in store over the next few days? With all the details, here's Simon.
From sleet to the slopes, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening. Well, it's another of those mild nights tonight with temperatures up into double figures for most of us. And it's dry, but with a fair bit of cloud. And that's how tomorrow starts. But it will turn a bit rainy later on. Although on the plus side, temperatures will still be way above where they should be for the time of year. This weather front, though, crossing eastwards through tomorrow night, but gone by Sunday. And Sunday, we get a ridge of high pressure. And that means a fine and settled day with some bright spells to look forward to. For tonight, though, it's not bright at all. It's cloudy and it's a bit murky as well. You can see that rain trying its hardest to sneak in, but largely avoiding us. But breezy through the night. Temperatures 10-11 degrees, so not a cold start tomorrow, but another grey one. And then, well, it'll stay cloudy through the morning, but we should be dry until that rain starts to push in from the west, arriving around lunchtime and then spreading eastwards. Temperatures tomorrow 12-13 degrees, but you might not notice how mild it is because that wind will be strong, gusts of around 30 miles an hour, quite likely along the coast. And that rain continues on its journey eastwards through tomorrow evening. Largely light and patchy, perhaps an odd heavier burst before we see the back of it. Then the clear skies come in behind, and that means a better day on Sunday.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that's all from us. We are back at 5:30 tomorrow, but from me and from all of us here on the Late Team tonight, thanks for your company. See you tomorrow. Good night.